Real friends are those rare people who ask us how we are and then wait to hear the answer. Suicide is not much the desire to die as it is the fear of living. Suicide doesn't kill people, it is sadness which kills them. Nobody cares until and unless something dramatic happens. I suppose you must have understood by now the topic I'm going to discuss about. I'm very much saddened by the recent suicidal cases of young, bright, ambitious, hardworking people, young people who just gave up because they were extremely sad. Nobody could recognize their inner pain and struggle they were going through. They just wanted one companion whom they could just talk their heart out, and that one companion was missing. Most of the time it's seen people wake up from their slumber only when they get a jolt. Why? Whenever any mishappening takes place, we immediately point our finger at the existing system, at the organizations, at people. Why not ourselves? Just take a pause today. Introspect yourself and answer some of these questions. If you were a family member or a close buddy of the victim who committed suicide, ask yourself, did you fulfill the responsibility? Did you do justice to your role of being a family member or a very close buddy of the victim? Please answer some of these questions. What sort of help did you provide him when he needed the most? What was your attitude towards him? Did you give your 100% in understanding his problem or unconditionally supporting him when he needed the most? Were you available for him all the time? All the time means, was he free to call you? Or could he trust you implicitly and talk his heart out to you? Did you win his trust and confidence so that he could really vent out his feelings? As a close buddy or a family member, did you notice any change in his behavior in the recent times? Example is like getting angry or getting irritable or mood swings or withdrawal symptoms. You must have noticed one or the other symptom in the recent times if you were so close to him. Or did you just leave him helpless even after knowing that he was a victim of circumstances and ignored his condition and just left him helpless? If you could answer these questions, I suppose you must have got the real cause of his death. Why take a stand when someone dies? Why not when he's alive? Why not trust that person completely and win his confidence so that he can just talk his heart out to you? Why wait for him to give up and then mourn for him, or raise a voice against all sorts of injustice. Are you not responsible for that? For not doing justice to your role of being a sibling or a close buddy or a parent? Please ask yourself before pointing out your finger at the existing system. It's very easy to point out finger. These are the root causes which we simply try to ignore and put the blame on other people. That one constant thing which was really causing pain to the victim. Couldn't you understand his pain? Or did you urge people to help him out if you were not in a position to help him out? Most of the time it's seen people just show fake sympathy for the time being, even if you try to share sort of the stress you are undergoing or sort of problem you are undergoing. People tend to show fake sympathy or concern. Most of the time they just try to evade it or try to avoid the person, feeling that negativity might enter into their lives. Dear friends, we can differentiate among people who keep on complaining and the people who really are in pain, who need empathy from us, a kind hearing, a listening ear. That is what they want, a pat on the back or a hand on the shoulder. But still, either we seem to be very ignorant about the whole fact, or we just feel it is just a passing phase and everything will be over one day, or would be all right one day. Why? Why don't we take interest in the lives of our loved ones, our close buddies? Why? People have the tendency, have the patience to listen to all sorts of gossip, irrelevant things, insignificant things, but they have no time to listen to somebody's pain or suffering, which is very genuine. It's often like we have heard people saying after the person just goes away from the world, we have heard people saying he could have shared his pain, agony if he was in distress, and so on and on. But I just want to ask you, sharing is something you share with a sensitive person who really understands your pain, not with a foolish person who just gives you a tag or label you or make fun of you later on, or spread all sort of fake things about you. Sharing is not this. Sharing is something you share with a sensitive person who keeps your secrets, or you can say that confidence, who gives you that confidence that it would be really within himself or within herself. It won't go out until unless there's a necessity of discussing it with other people. Today, if somebody comes and tells us that he is really in distress, we will not trust him. will make all sort of excuses that he just wants attention, our sympathy, our publicity, and so on and on. And if he shows any symptoms like mood swings or getting irritable or getting angry, we would simply tag him as mental or psycho. ये वही जानता है जो अंडरगो कर रहा है ये सफरिंग. बहुत आसान है किसी को टैग करना. किसी के शूज़ में आप घुस के देखें तो पता चले कि आप वो बंदा जो सफ़र कर रहा है उसको क्या चाहिए. He just wants a solution. He just wants your reassurance and support, love and care. Why can't you give him the reassurance? Why can't you show him the reality? Why can't you show him some different options in life, a different direction in life, so that he can just tread in the right path rather than going haywire? Why don't you convince him that it is his life which matters to you rather than his status, his position, his financial background? It doesn't matter to you. It is his life which matters to you, and it should matter the same to him. Why don't you make him realize the value of his life and talents which he has and the different options which he can pick up in life, since he is a peaceful, joyful soul who has come to this earth to enjoy the beauty of life, not to take burdens, and not to live in superficial atmosphere, to show other people what he has achieved. Why can't we be the pillar of his strength? He just needs our care, support, love. That's it. He just needs a pat on the back that we are with him. Why keep relations for convenience? Why not be a factor in helping a distressed soul in achieving his ambition or showing him the right path? Why just be a factor to relish his success rather than be a part in the journey of struggle? Please ask yourself. There's nothing greater than personal touch. Our touch has that power. An honest compliment, a listening ear, a caring attitude, a smile, a hand on the shoulder. These are the things which have the power to turn a life around, to really make a difference in somebody's life. We talk about launching movements, raising a voice against injustice. This is going to be successful only when we equip the individuals with all the confidence, with all the support, love, care to deal with problems in life, to speak for their rights, and not give up. When each and every individual on this earth would be capable of facing hardships and not to give up, only then our mission would be successful. Or howsoever you just talk about movements and raising voice against injustice, nothing fruitful would be done. So it's my honest request to you to give all the support, love, care, justice. Value your loved ones. Take care of your loved ones. Don't take their life for granted. Take interest in their life, in their activities. Taking interest doesn't mean interfering in their life. Keep in touch with them. Win their confidence and trust. In this way, you can just make the society a healthy one. Thank you.